Hello, my name is Pauline Stewart and I'm an accredited practitioner, accredited trainer and an accredited assessor. In my position as Executive Officer at Family Drug Support New Zealand, I've worked with many accredited practitioners who use the family member questionnaire on Zoom. In our own organisation, 75% of our work is done on Zoom, and so it's really important that you have access to the family member questionnaire, or the FMQ, when you are using Zoom. So I'm now going to go over some really important points when you are using the family member questionnaire. Firstly, you must have a Word document. You must have the family member questionnaire as a Word document rather than as a PDF. When you've got the family member questionnaire as the Word document, you can open that on your desktop before you start the Zoom session, or you can start the Zoom session and then open the family member questionnaire. You go down to the bottom taskbar and you go Share Screen. So once you share the screen, you can then get up the family member questionnaire. The first thing is that because it's a Word document, you're able to type into this document. And firstly, you put the family member ID. For our organisation, Z means it's being done on Zoom, I, it's an individual program. Then you put the initials of the person who is doing the family member program, and then the month and the year of their birth. Then you put in the date that the family member questionnaire is being done on, and if it's being done in step 1 or pre-step 1, you would highlight pre. Go up to the colour and just click on the colour, and you can see then that we know that this is the first family member questionnaire that's being done. The name of the practitioner is put onto the family member questionnaire, and then we're ready to start the questionnaire. Remember that you need to get the name of the focal person right early on so that you can ask the questions based on the family person's name. So I'll be going through just a few of these questions to show you how this is done. And so you would say to the family member that's doing the questionnaire, for your knowledge, have any of the following happened in the last 3 months as a result of Jim's drug use? Please just let me know whether this has happened never, once or twice, sometimes or often. So the first question I'm going to ask is, have the family finances been affected by Jim's drug use? And if the family member comes back with the answer of often, you just highlight that, go up to the colour, and highlight. Does get in the way of your social life? So the family member would answer, sometimes. So you highlight that, go number 2, go up to the colour and highlight it. We find that it's a good colour to use for this program because it doesn't cover over the actual number that's being chosen. So the third question, are you worried about how Jim has neglected his appearance or self-care? And so the family member may answer, often that's a problem. It's important that the family member questionnaire is done so that there's not a lot of discussion at this stage, because of course when you're doing step 1, you're going to be getting the full family member story, and you're going to be finding the stresses and strains in that story. So as you go down the questionnaire, you get to the bottom of the questionnaire, I'll just questions. Have friends and relatives said that Jim does not deserve your help? So you'd mark often or sometimes. So I'll mark often here. And then you can go to, have friends or relatives said nasty things about Jim? And remember, may well say sometimes, and you mark that. It's really important once you finish the family member questionnaire that you go up to save. So go up to your file and save this on your desktop. Generally, it's a good idea to save it on your desktop because you can go back to this later on. And then you would stop sharing. There is one final thing to remember when you are completing the family member questionnaire. There are 2 additional charts that you need to complete after you have completed the family member questionnaire. I'll share now those 2 charts. So once you've finished the questionnaire, you'll see there's notes to the person completing the family member questionnaire. And if you go down slightly on page 3, what you need to do is provide the following information. Firstly, about the affected family member, and secondly, about the person with the alcohol, drug or gambling problem. So make sure you fill in things like the gender of the affected family member, how old is the affected family member, what's the cultural background that the affected family member identifies with. Generally, you don't need to do this at the same time as you're doing the family member questionnaire, but you need to make sure you have this information so that you can complete the chart accurately. And the 4th page is scoring and understanding the family member questionnaire. This is really well set out. First of all, you've got the score for before the intervention, so it's stage 1, step 1. And then when you have completed the intervention, in step 5, you put the score down for step 5. And if you're doing a 3-month after intervention evaluation, you would do this in the 3rd column. So for the first aspect is worrying behaviour. You add up the first 3 questions and put the sum of that total down in the impact. Avoid disturbance, the sum of questions 4 to 6, and put this down under impact. And then you add those 2 together to get the total impact. You can go down looking at the impact, the symptoms, the coping and the support, and then the total family burden. It's really important that you get the information on these two sheets, page 3 and page 4 of the family member questionnaire. But you won't be doing this at the time that you're doing the family member questionnaire. You'll be doing this afterwards, and able to enable you to evaluate the progress made by the family member. So best wishes with being able to do this family member questionnaire and the 2 additional sheets that I've just shown you. The 5-step program is a wonderful program. All the research shows that there is a huge benefit for the family member. So doing the family member question on Zoom is a very easy exercise. And of course, when you do the 2nd family member questionnaire in step 5, you can have your first one in front of you to compare the answers that are being given on the 2nd one. So good luck. I hope that you find this a very simple exercise to do and that you have a lot of success with recording with doing the program and using the family member questionnaire in a Word document on Zoom. Thank you.